everybody, this is Bonnie from the Cheerful Dreamer blog, and today I'm going to show you how to make yarn using an old t-shirt. The look that we're going for today with our yarn is similar to this. This was made from a t-shirt. I find that the best t-shirt blend to use is about 95% cotton, 5% spandex. Seamless is best, but if you don't have that option, seams are fine. You're going to start by taking your t-shirt and folding it in half like this. You're going to want to make sure that your seams line up as much as possible just to keep everything even. The first thing you're going to do is you are going to cut off the top part of your shirt starting just beneath the sleeve. Now I'm just using regular scissors. If you have a rotary cutter, that is definitely preferred, but unfortunately I forgot to buy new blades for mine, so we're going to have to use regular scissors. So cut off the top. I personally don't throw this away. You can cut it, use it as rags. It's great to polish furniture, make little projects, but if you throw it away, you throw it away. So after we cut off the top, we are also going to cut off the bottom. Please pardon the noise in the background. That is a school bus. Okay. And you can see why a rotary cutter would be much easier because it does take a lot to use scissors. Okay, so once the ends are cut off, you'll have the end where they meet. You are going to want to flip that so that is facing you. Facing away from you is going to be just the one. Now, what we're going to do is cut our shirt into strips. You can decide how thin or how thick you want them. If you cut them about an inch thick, you are going to end up with yarn that is a little thicker. Be careful if you cut it too thin though, because we are going to stretch it out and you don't want to make it too thin that it's going to break whenever you use it for a project. So I'm just going to eyeball it here. Now, you can measure it if you want to and make it more precise. I already know all I'm going to use this for is to make a dog toy. So I really don't care about the aesthetics of it per se. So I'm just going to roughly cut just about an inch into strips. I'm going to go ahead and fast forward the video while I do this because it takes a few minutes and it's kind of boring. Okay, so once we're done, this is what you're going to end up with. Now the next step is to go through, and when you pull it apart, you are going to have a bunch of strips, but you'll have two strips that are intact connecting these. You're going to pick one, does not matter which one, and I like to just kind of put my arm through it. It makes it easier to see, and you are going to cut from strip to strip and just make them even. Okay, now once that part's done, you are going to find the other piece that looks like that, and we are going to do a little something different. Now, before we would have cut just straight across, but what we're going to do instead is cut diagonally. And that is gonna make your yarn be one long piece as opposed to having to tie the pieces together. So you are just gonna cut diagonally on all the slits until you are done. Right, when you get to the last piece, you are just going to cut outward. Now, you will notice when you look at your strips, they aren't perfectly straight. They look a little bit like this. You're not even going to notice. What we're going to do is find an end, and you are just going to grab one end and just begin stretching it and pulling it through. And don't go too fast. It will give you a burn on your hands if you go too quickly through it. I like to dig my fingernail in it a little just to help get a good stretch on it. It's going to make it longer and it's going to make it much easier to work with. And it also curls the ends a bit, and that keeps it from showing any of the imperfections that you have. If you come across any tags while you're doing this, just stop and snip them out. Doesn't have to be perfect. You can always twist it when you're knitting or doing whatever you're doing with it so you don't see that tag. See, I have a tag here. Just cut as much out as you can. All right. All right, and that's all you do. I usually like to roll mine in a ball and store it. I'm not gonna do that today because I'm gonna use these pretty soon to make my dog toy. So that's it. Again, you can use any kind of t-shirt material. It doesn't have to be stretchy. It can just be cotton. It can be, you know, some sort of cotton blend. And you can even use an old t-shirt that has writing on it. I've used striped shirts. Striped shirts are fun because the fabric looks striped, and that's really fun to create with. Now you can use this for many things. I've used this to make a scarf. I've used it to make a rug, dog toys. The options are really endless. It's money saving, you know, you're not going to the store to buy yarn, and it's a great way to use your old t-shirts that you would have otherwise thrown away. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you learned something. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. Be sure to follow us and subscribe for our updates. And our next video will be the dog toy that I was referring to, so definitely stay tuned and see how we do that. Thank you.